As explained in previous lecture, we ignore interest payable to debt while calculating free cash flow to firms and calculated tax on entire earnings before tax. But I have a question. What about savings of tax on interest paid in calculating FCCF? Students, this is one of the most important concepts to understand. Why are we pretending that there is no tax savings on interest expense while calculating FCCF? It is understood that interest is ignored because FCCF is for both debt and equity holders of the company. The calculation of FCCF appear to ignore a very real cash flow in computation: tax savings from interest expenditure. Let's understand it with a scenario. Take two cases where all the expenditures are same except the interest expenditure and taxes saved on those interest expenditure. So for example, we have case 1 and case 2 with same revenues, same operating expenses, same EBIT, except the case 1 has an interest expenditure of 100 and lower taxes at 90 because of interest expenditure as compared to case 2. Now the only difference in the above two cases are the interest expenditure of 100 in case 1, and because of that interest expenditure, taxes in case 1 are lower than taxes in case 2 by 30. Now if we calculate FCFF for both the cases, we should reasonably expect that the amount of taxes that are saved because of interest expenses, the FCFF in case 1 should be higher than case 2 by the amount of 30. So let's calculate FCFF for both the cases. We take the net income in case 1 and case 2. We add depreciation as it is a non-cash flow. Now we add interest. In case 2 the interest is nil, and in case 1 we are taking interest net of tax. Why we are taking interest net of tax? To incorporate tax saved on the interest, that is 30. So what I could have done was I could have taken interest of 100 and then deducted tax saved on that interest. But accordingly I just added the net deduction of the interest, that is 70. Then we deduct the capital expenditures, the change in working capitals, and we accordingly calculate free cash flow to firms of 240, which is same in both the cases. So here we find that free cash flow to firm are equal in both the cases. Confusing, isn't it? So why FCFF are same in both the cases? After calculating FCFF, we must discount them with cost of capital. And since we are calculating the cash flows available to entire company, the cost of capital will consist of cost of equity as well as cost of debt. Now we can take cost of debt as after-tax cost of debt or pre-tax cost of debt. We always take after-tax cost of debt. Assuming cost of debt pre-tax to be 10% with 30% tax rate, our after-tax cost of debt in case 1 is 7%. So have you figured it out? Why have we not taken savings of tax from interest expenditure? The tax savings from interest expenditure are already incorporated in the cost of debt itself. If you take the tax savings from the interest in our cash flow computation as well, we will end up double counting the interest tax savings.